I'm Michael Diamond. This is Muscle Central. Subscribe. Turn on your notifications. Okay, we'll take another look at that ongoing debate over which is better, the 90s bodybuilding or today's bodybuilding. Uh, when comparing the 90s bodybuilders with today, two biggest things that are brought up are conditioning and the level of competition. No doubt about it, 90s, the level of competition was tremendous. On any given show, any number of a handful of competitors in that lineup could potentially win. The Olympia, same thing. The quality, the competitive quality was very good. It was very strong. And these guys were known to bring in conditioning. First thing I'm going to talk about is conditioning. Now, are today's bodybuilders not conditioned like the bodybuilders of old? Well, it's funny because one of the things we look for when determining how conditioned the athlete is are striated glutes. Yeah, we saw striated glutes in the 90s. Rich Gaspari ushered in that era, late 80s, but it's more commonplace now. So you use the striated glutes as part of the criteria to determine how well conditioned the competitors are. You see more of that today than back then. Granted, the look when they get on stage, more often than not, I would say that on a whole, the bodybuilders from the 90s brought a more conditioned look that day on the stage. But these guys, these current bodybuilders, we see images of them a week before a show, and they look, wow. You don't lose all that conditioning in such a short period of time. More likely, what the scenario is that the protocols they're using just before the show, the last couple of days before the show, is changing the look. They are conditioned. I mean, you hear some of the old timers say, well, these guys are a little lazy, they don't work as hard. They do work hard, and they are conditioned. I think the conditioning aspect is more of what goes on just before the show that causes that. Now, as far as the quality of competition, I mean, you can argue back and forth all day long which bodybuilders were better. Today's bodybuilders are the 90s bodybuilders, but on a competitive level, the competitiveness that you had during the 90s, the competitiveness we have at this moment now in bodybuilding is just as strong, if not stronger. At any given show, we got a handful of people that can walk away the winner, the Olympia. We got a handful of guys that, depending on a few variables, can very easily end up with their hands raised, the last man standing, Mr. Olympia. We have a very competitive, we're in a very competitive time right now in bodybuilding. I rambled off a bit over here to try to bring this all together. When comparing the 90s bodybuilders to today's bodybuilders, as far as conditioning, I don't think that they're less conditioned now. I think it's, like I just said, things that are done just before they go on stage and ultimately creates the look they have when they are on stage. And as far as competitiveness, right now we actually might be in the most competitive era of bodybuilding. All right, I rambled off pretty good over there. If you agree or disagree with what I've said, let me know in the comments section. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up, share, subscribe, turn on your notifications. This is Michael Diamond, and I'd like to thank you for watching Muscle Central.